Placerville versus Auburn. Today we are going to take a look at two historic gold rush towns nestled into the Sierra foothills. Placerville off of Highway 50 and Auburn off of Highway 80. They both offer historic charm and easy access to Sacramento, but they each have their different vibe. As always, my friends, I am John Jackson, your friend in real estate here in the Sacramento area. And I'm here to help you and your family settle into what I believe is the best place to land in Northern California. So take a moment to subscribe to my videos and I'll continue to provide good insights for education, life, lifestyle, and of course, real estate in the Sacramento area. So let's dive into Placerville versus Auburn. So first, the size of these towns. Placerville, which I'm standing in right now, has a population of a little over 10,000 people, where Auburn is about 13 to 14,000. Location, Placerville is about 45 minutes outside of Sacramento as you head to South Lake Tahoe on Highway 50. You're gonna be heading right towards Tahoe and you're gonna go past Placerville to hit Apple Hill, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Auburn is, of course, as you head towards Reno on Highway 80, and that is about 35 to 40 minutes outside of Sacramento, offering easier access to Reno and the north side of Lake Tahoe. So the history of these places. Placerville was a major gold mining area. Some of Main Street actually has some preserved 19th century storefronts, and here in Placerville there's the iconic bell tower, which is right behind me. So a lot of gold mining and gold rush stuff took place right here in Placerville and in the mountainous areas around here. Auburn was founded in 1948 and it briefly served as the capital of California for a short time before the capital became Sacramento just down the hill. Old Town Auburn has a preserved feel, very cute Victorian architecture, and a lot of antique shops and really cute things around it, which we will talk about that more in just a minute as well. So since I'm standing in downtown Placerville right now, let's talk about these downtown areas next. I love the downtown of Placerville. Such a great place to come on a weekend with your family, walk around, do a little shopping, check out some antique shops. There's a really cool old-time hardware store here called Placerville Hardware that has been here forever. They have an old countertop that's been there since, I believe, the founding of the store. Just in general, this downtown is super cute, very historic places to look around. Also great little restaurants. So there's a cute little Italian place here that's excellent. I love a coffee shop here called Pachamama, if you could say that 3 times. And there's also a great cafe, old-time cafe called Sweetie Pies that people love, a bakery cafe, and just tons of places to really enjoy food, coffee, wine, etc. here in Placerville. Not to mention, if you want a local gem that's a little bit hidden for a great sandwich, try Timmy's Brown Bag. Great food, and not everybody knows about it except maybe the locals. Auburn, right there with Placerville on having great shops, restaurants, etc. My favorite coffee shop in Placerville is definitely the Pour Choice. Love it for their food and their coffee. Stop in there, get a latte and an avocado toast. Mwah, chef's kiss. There's a place there called Baked and Brewed. That's for your bakery goods and all that stuff, but that's not the only one. There's plenty there, lots of great, yummy stuff. There are local events in Auburn, like the Auburn Art Walk. Lots to be involved in, lots to see. Now, these two areas being outside of Sacramento in the Sierra foothills are sometimes places people go to get a little more peace and quiet, maybe a little more land around their house, and just a little more space and a lower price generally for their real estate. So let's talk about my favorite part besides the coffee, the real estate. Here in Placerville, the average home is $530,000. And like I said, there's a better chance that you're gonna get some space around your house here in Placerville. So I sold one just a few months ago up in the hills a little bit in Placerville, 20 acres of land with this house. The house was under 2,000 square feet, but that house sold for under $500,000. Did need some work, but this family bought it that was very excited to do some work on the house and have a little bit of peace and quiet, actually a ton of peace and quiet. There aren't a lot of new builds in the Placerville area, if any, and homes right now can take between 40 and 50 days to sell. So a bit of a buyer's market in the Placerville area. And here in Placerville, to get to a Target or a large shopping center, etc., all you would do is travel down the hill about 20 minutes to Folsom. Now, Auburn, being a little bit larger, is also a little bit more expensive. So as compared to Placerville's $550 price range, Auburn is about $615,000. Auburn will have the areas where there's plenty of space and all that, but they'll also have some neighborhoods that are semi-tract homes too. But also the same in general, you get a little more space, a little more land in that slightly more low-key feel. Auburn's gonna be just about a 20-minute, 15 even drive from Roseville. If you wanna head to Target, if you wanna head to the Galleria Shopping Center, that's pretty easy access. Homes in Auburn are also taking a little while to sell right now, a little over 40 days. We may have some possibilities for you to get a pretty good deal on a house there. So besides the downtown, what is there to do in these areas? So let's talk about this one first, Placerville. You are located about only 10 minutes from Apple Hill, which is where people come from all over the region to enjoy fall festivals, apple stuff, winery things, and it's just a great place for kids, families, pretty much anybody. Also here in Placerville, you're about an hour from South Lake Tahoe. Of course, you can head up there and go to a lot of restaurants, casinos, lakefront. You can go over to Emerald Bay and enjoy some beautiful views, which is a little bit more towards the north side. But from here in Placerville, you're only talking about an hour. So doing a lunch trip or a day trip to Tahoe, no big deal. No need to spend the night unless you really want to. You can also head down to Sacramento, which would be about, like I said, 45 minutes and plenty to do down there. Placerville is kind of tucked right between Tahoe and Sacramento, so you can go either way and do a lot of fun things. Now Auburn, same thing, you're tucked in between Tahoe and Sacramento, but more towards the north side of Lake Tahoe. Truckee in that area. Auburn in particular is known as an outdoor enthusiast paradise. The trails, the bike riding, the hiking. So if you love outdoors, Auburn may be the place for you. So lots to do in and around Auburn. So let's talk about community and schools. So Placerville, here where I am now, is a part of El Dorado County. El Dorado County stretches from El Dorado Hills all the way up to South Lake Tahoe along Highway 50. So you're going to get great schools here in El Dorado County. For example, the high schools are a part of El Dorado Union High School District. Very highly rated. Placerville would kind of be known as a tight-knit community, somewhat of a place where people know people, where you may recognize people walking here downtown. Auburn also has a great community feel. Auburn is a part of the Placer Union High School District, which is also very highly rated, and kids usually do great there. Now with Auburn being just a little bit larger, you may have a few more resources available to families, but I would not discount Placerville as a place too. So let's recap real quick. Pros and cons for each of these towns, Placerville and Auburn. Pros for Placerville: a slightly more affordable housing market, a great tight-knit community feel, and super close access to South Lake Tahoe, Apple Hill, and nearby wineries. Pros for Auburn: it's a little bit closer to Sacramento. There's great access to North Lake Tahoe, and the outdoor scene in Auburn is second to none. How about cons for Placerville? It's a little bit further commute to Sacramento if that's what you need to do or want to do, and there's going to be fewer urban amenities. So you're not going to have large shopping centers or big opportunities for movie theaters and that type of stuff. You're going to have to head down the hill to Folsom for that. And cons for Auburn: slightly higher real estate prices, and there is a bit more suburban feel in some parts of Auburn. So if you're looking for just nature, parts of Auburn may not be for you. So that covers it for Placerville and Auburn, both offering unique lifestyles and slightly different things about each of them. I'm interested to know what you think, and if you live here or have experienced these towns, which things have I possibly missed? Whether it's Auburn's incredible outdoor activity scene or Placerville's unique charm and community feel, there may be one of these towns that works for you. Remember, take a moment to subscribe to my channel, and I'll keep providing great videos for you as you decide if the Sacramento area is the place for you and your family to land. I'll see you on the next video.